Hi, it's Gary with 2N USA. During our brief tutorial today, we're going to show you how to create and set up your own My2N account. The My2N account is 2N's mobile video service, allowing for audio, video, and access control between a 2N Helios device and your smart Android or iOS device, regardless where in the world you happen to be, as long as you have a connection to a public data network. Let's go ahead and get started. The first step is to use your favorite browser and visit my2n.com. From this website, you have the ability to create an account for the 2N mobile video service. We'll go ahead and create the account, entering first and last name and a valid email address as well as your user credentials. It's very important to put in a valid email address, as during the setup process you will receive several emails from the My2N service requiring that you not only authorize the account, but also providing you with credentials you will then share with the Android or iOS devices. Once you're finished, you'll receive an email from the account requiring you finalize the registration by clicking on the link shown here. We'll go ahead and log in, entering your email address and password. And from this initial dashboard, you'll see how many devices you currently have set up, as well as other information. We're going to scroll down to the Settings tab and follow the basic steps shown across the top here. Step 1, where to call from. So let's add our 2N Helios device. If, when you purchased your 2N Helios device, in the box it came with, there was a piece of paper showing serial number and a My2N security code, you can enter this information now. In my case, I don't have that, so I'm simply going to cut and paste this ID string I've highlighted, right-click and copy, and close this particular form. Next, I'll log into my 2N Helios device, a force in this particular case. We can see that neither of the registration accounts are currently being used, and I'll scroll down to the orange System tile. Next, I'll go to the Auto Provisioning tab, select My2N, right-click, and paste that string in and click Save. We return to the My2N website, where we now see the serial number of the 2N Helios device we just populated with the ID string. We'll scroll over to the right hand side, select Approve. A name associated with my device. We'll call it Gary's Force. Going to allow it to use the 2N mobile video service, and we're going to keep the automatic configuration mode in place, allowing the web service to populate the 2N Helios device with the appropriate parameters on our behalf. Finally, I'll click OK. We now see an update on the dashboard. We show our 2N device is currently registering. And if we visit our email account, we see an email alert indicating that a device has just been assigned to our My2N account. In approximately 10 to 30 minutes, we'll see that our 2N device has registered with the My2N service. As mentioned, after several minutes, we'll see the 2N device showing registered to the cloud using SIP account number 2. We can validate this by going to the purple tile, Services, selecting the second entry here, and we now see the fields here auto-populated from the My2N website and showing a registration state of registered. When we return to the My2N website, we'll now see our device showing device status, missing call settings because it is now registered but has no place to call to yet because we haven't gone to step 2. So let's do that now, and we'll select where to call to. We'll say Gary's iPhone, for example. We can select the account I'm logged into, and if I do so, the credentials for Gary's iPhone will be emailed to me. However, if I want to send the credentials on to someone else, I could create a new user here. The new user would have no ability to log in and make any modifications. However, they would receive the credentials directly. We're going to stick with the test account, and I'm going to say add a device. After having done that, now we see in the entry back on the main dashboard under Gary's iPhone, credentials needed. So let's go to our inbox, and we'll see an email showing that a new device has been assigned to our 2N mobile video service, in this case Gary's iPhone. Here we can see instructions on where to download the application from depending on the operating system we're using. We also see our credentials, which we can manually type into the application once we've installed it, or alternatively we can click on the QR code shown here. So we'll take these values, apply these to the login screen on your Android or iOS device, and click Login. After we've added our login credentials to the application installed on our smart device, we notice the screen now shows the device as being ready. However, there's one last step. Let's go to the force, click on Detail, and we'll select Buttons. Here on button number 1, let's add a device. We'll select Gary's iPhone, and now we see the 2N Helios device is registered and the iPhone is ready. We'll go back into the configuration of the force and take a quick look at some of the other information available to us. Here we see the device name, which we could modify, the current status of the registration, SIP proxy information. Helios information shows us information retrieved directly from the 2N Helios device, including the serial number, the current firmware version, and its local IP address. Switch codes. By default, each 2N Helios device has the value 00 available to actuate onboard relay number 1, switch 1. We can change this value to any string we want. So it could be 1, 2, 3, 4 star as the terminating character if we wish. And instead of being labeled simply 1 on board the My2N application on your smartphone, we could call this front door, uniquely identifying it from switch number 2, which we might give the value 2345 and call this back door. We'll go ahead and click Save. And finally, if we wish to add additional users to the 2N Helios device, we can program them following the same settings we did earlier and adding them 2 additional buttons on board the 2N Helios. This concludes our brief tutorial on the My2N mobile video service. I hope you found it useful. Thank you very much.